Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Dragon Age Origins. Last we left off, I was about to go have a word with Duncan, but I actually forgot to show off one of the best mechanics in this game, for me anyway. Talking with Alistair, companions. Anyway, yes.
Yes?
That's what I said. I have a few questions for you.
What about?
It's a good way to get exposition, to find out stuff about the characters themselves, or about the world around you. Anyway, the Grey Wardens.
So I imagine. What would you like to know?
What makes you all so special?
The Grey Wardens are warriors without equal. Darkspawn threatened to destroy the world 4 times over. Each time, the Grey Wardens led mankind to victory. Nobody knows more about Darkspawn, and nobody's better equipped to deal with them. You'll see. Trust me.
So they're knights? Heroes?
I don't know if I'd go that far. Duncan says the Grey Wardens do whatever is necessary to protect mankind from Darkspawn. That means some pretty extreme things. Whatever it takes to bring victory.
So if I told you that, going to a tent and having some special time would bring victory, would you do it? Never mind. I'm not sure I know anything about the Grey Wardens.
Well, let's see. Surely you've heard of Weissalp's fortress? The great eyrie carved into the white cliffs far off in Neanderthal? That's where the Grey Wardens once kept their griffins.
Griffins?
The griffins died out, however, and our numbers have dwindled since the last blight. There's only a handful left in Ferelden, a few more in other nations.
Where are all the Grey Wardens now?
The others are camped with the King's soldiers in the valley. The King's given us a position of honor at the vanguard, despite our small numbers. I think Kalen is actually excited to ride into battle with us. Maybe he thinks that's what his father would have done.
So the Grey Wardens have the right to recruit anyone?
King Marek, Kalen's father, reaffirmed the power the Grey Wardens were given during the Blights. In practice, we can't conscript too often without hurting our cause. We were exiled from Ferelden once. Best not to let that happen again.
That's all I wanted to know.
You want to ask me about something else?
This blight Duncan mentioned.
Of course.
So, what is a blight? Where do darkspawn come from?
You want the Chantry's version or the truth?
They aren't the same thing?
They seldom are.
What's the Chantry's version?
According to the Chant of Light, the Maker imprisoned the old gods underground long ago, as punishment for tricking mankind into worshipping them. The old gods still whispered to some men, and taught them magic. These men became the Magisters of the Tevinter Empire. The Magisters used their gift to enter the Golden City, tainting it and themselves. They were cast out by the Maker, and became the first Darkspawn. They fled underground, bringing their taint to their gods. The tainted old gods were the archdemons who rose from their prisons and led the Darkspawn against the world.
And the truth?
The truth is, we don't really know. They come up from the ground, and that's as far as we've gotten.
So what you talked about was the first blight?
Yes, and it nearly wiped us out. When defeated, the Darkspawn flee back underground and seek out another old god to taint, thus bringing another blight.
So where's the archdemon for this blight?
We haven't seen it yet. People are beginning to think this is just an unusually large Darkspawn raid without an archdemon to unify them. But seriously, the archdemon could be in the wilds or underground. It could be hiding. Just because it hasn't shown itself doesn't mean it isn't out there.
Why not kill the darkspawn when they're underground?
They've controlled the deep roads ever since they defeated the Dwarven kingdoms. Even if we invaded, we can only chase them so far.
What is an archdemon, exactly?
The old gods were dragons, so the stories say. Big ones. Intelligent, even. The Tevinter Empire had big statues of them. Each dragon had a name and a place in the cosmos. It's all very intricate. The archdemons may not be the old gods, but they're
He will contradict himself later on that. Why are some people so skeptical?
The Grey Wardens killed so many darkspawn by the end of the last Blight. People decided they were gone for good.
I have other questions about the Blight.
Of course.
How do Grey Wardens defeat Blights?
We chop off the snake's head. It's the only way. According to texts, the most famous Grey Warden leader, Garahel, killed the archdemon Underal in personal combat at the Battle of Aesley to end the last Blight. Without the archdemon to command them, the darkspawn flee back underground.
How did anyone even know about this Blight?
The Grey Wardens keep watch. We feel the darkspawn when they come. You'll understand after the joining, if you... well, you'll understand.
If I what?
Not to mention people start to notice when darkspawn pour out of the wilds and taint everything around them. Just guess.
Just how many darkspawn are out there?
Thousands. Tens of thousands. They've had centuries to build up their numbers.
That's all I wanted to know.
You want to ask me about something else?
Exposition dump here. But it is worth it because he does a much better job of explaining the background of this game than I do. Tell me about Duncan.
Duncan is the leader of the Grey Wardens in Ferelden, which he would say doesn't mean much, as there aren't many of us here. Yet, beyond that, he's a good man, a good judge of character. I owe him a lot. What about you? What do you think of him?
He seems like a kind man, if firm.
Fair enough. He's done the best he can with what little he has. And that includes me, I guess. You want to ask me about something else?
You only get that dialogue option once. You can always ask him again about the Grey Wardens and the Blight. But that one only comes up once, because it offers you approval. The joining ritual.
There's not a lot I can tell you. We go and collect darkspawn blood, and then you'll hear everything.
Now, in the unmodded version of this game, that actually ends right there. You can't really ask too much further. I'm not even sure this dialogue option comes up in the original version, come to think of it. But a dialogue fix, which is part of the mods that I've put into this game, means that I can actually press him a little bit to see if I can get some information. Surely you can tell me something.
Look, I can't tell you much, right? The joining is very unpleasant. I wish I could forget it, but I can't. I don't envy what you're going to have to go through.
But what actually happens in the joining?
You learn why it's secret.
Oh, that was helpful. I'll be fine.
That's the spirit. If becoming a Grey Warden were easy, we wouldn't recruit the best. You want to ask me about something else?
Bit of a compliment there, and we can't ask about it again. However, we can ask about this upcoming battle.
The one tomorrow. I'll tell you, it's Ten Loghain we should be looking to win it, not the king. Kaelin just wants his place in history, but Tairn is planning the strategy. That's my opinion, anyway. I guess I should be thankful the king favors us Grey Wardens. But I know who's keeping the lid on the pot.
Ooh. How much will I be participating?
You know, that's a good question. The other Grey Wardens are riding into battle with the king. I don't know if you'll be with them.
Why is it happening here, of all places?
We're at the edge of the Korcari Wilds, the eye of the Blight storm, right where the Horde will be coming. Ostagar itself is an excellent defensive position. The Wilders were pushed back from here time and again in ancient days.
What are the chances of success?
I'm sure Tairn Loghain has the battle planned to the last detail. Still, no Blight has ever been defeated with so little cost.
What if we fail?
If we don't break the Horde here, Duncan says it will spread until it engulfs all of Ferelden. Then it will take an alliance of nations to fight it.
Ooh.
Which would be bad. Neither the king nor the Terran really seems to believe this is a real blight, however.
That's all I wanted to know.
You want to ask me about something else?
No, I've no more questions.
Then let's get a move on, shall we?
So, Alistair approves +4. That's pretty much those two options I pointed out. Were you guys eavesdropping? That's not cool. Anyway, I know that's a lot of talking to take in all at once, but believe me, it's, well, there you go. It sheds some early light on what's going on with the plot of this game. So, now that we're done with that, let's have a word with Duncan.
You found Alistair, did you? Good. I'll assume you're ready to begin preparations. Assuming, of course, that you're quite finished riling up mages, Alistair.
What can I say? The revered mother ambushed me. The way she wields guilt, they should stick her in the army.
She forced you to sass the mage, did she? We cannot afford to antagonize anyone, Alistair. We don't need to give anyone more ammunition against us.
You're right, Duncan. I apologize.
Now then, since you're all here, we can begin. You four will be heading into the Korcari Wilds to perform 2 tasks. The first is to obtain 3 vials of darkspawn blood, 1 for each recruit.
And actually, if you hadn't encountered Davith and Jory before now, he would send Alistair to go get them. However, recruiting them or bringing them back over yourself actually means you get an early introduction to each one of them. What do we need darkspawn blood for?
For the joining itself.
Like, oh my god!
I'll explain more once you've returned.
That's really, like, totally not the right accent for Charlotte. Okay, whatever. Go into the wilds? Isn't that dangerous?
You weren't recruited out of charity. All 3 of you are skilled and resourceful. Alistair is the most junior member of our order and will accompany you as is tradition. Do not worry. I doubt you will need to go far into the wilds to find what you seek.
Surely you could have acquired some blood before now.
Of course. You must work together to collect the components, however. It's as much a part of the joining as what comes after.
Finally, some action!
Without a doubt. Darkspawn aren't renowned for their willingness to offer up their blood. There was once a Grey Warden archive in the wilds, abandoned long ago when we could no longer afford to maintain such remote outposts. It has recently come to our attention that some scrolls have been left behind, magically sealed to protect them. Alistair, I want you to retrieve these scrolls if you can.
What kind of scrolls are these?
Old treaties, if you're curious. Promises of support made to the Grey Wardens long ago. They were once considered only formalities. With so many having forgotten their commitments to us, I suspect it may be a good idea to have something to remind them with.
And what if they're no longer there?
It's possible the scrolls may have been destroyed or even stolen, though the seal's magic should have protected them. Only a Grey Warden can break such a seal.
I don't understand. Why leave such things in a ruin if they're so valuable?
It was assumed that we would someday return. A great many things were assumed that have not held true.
Is this part of our joining too?
No, but the effort must be made. I have every confidence you are up to the task.
How will we find this archive?
It will be an overgrown ruin by now, but the sealed chest should remain intact. Alistair will guide you to the area you need to search.
Find the archive and 3 vials of blood. Understood.
Watch over your charges, Alistair. Return quickly and safely.
We will.
Then may the Maker watch over your path. I will see you when you return.
And now we have the full amount of party members that we can have at any time. 4. There's a reason why we cannot take the dog with us, because they want us 4 to go out alone, and they don't feel like sticking us with an extra party member. Anyway, the team doesn't start off very balanced at first, even if you play a mage. You have 2 warriors and a rogue, and then whatever your warden happens to be. Since we've already taken care of pretty much everything we need to do around camp, we're actually quite ready to go out into the Korcari Wilds. Never mind that save. It didn't happen before. Oh, puppy! Okay, I can't actually play with puppy.
Hail. I'm told you all have business in the wilds. The gate's open for you. Just be careful out there. Even a Grey Warden won't be safe in the forest tonight.
Abrupt cutoff. Into loading screen. This is a pretty nifty loading screen, but... Alright, here we are in the wilds, with the three men staring at the woman that they are all following. Don't be creepy or anything, guys. Oh! Hello, wolf.
A little frantic? Oh, I can see why.
And right off the bat... Oh, goodness. That's a lot of wolves.
Okay, done with you now.
You or me, and it isn't going to be me.
I think they got that wolf taken care of, yeah. You're not gonna drop anything? That's kind of odd. Usually most of the wolves drop something. Like a wolf pelt. That works. Wolf pelt. Oh dear. I suspect I'm not going to have a very open inventory by the end of this. Hello, Missionary Jogby. A letter. There is apparently a son and father. The missionary, that's a quest that we can do out here.
Over here.
What's this, a dying soldier? Well, there's actually two ways to a few ways to handle this. I'm actually going to show you two ways. The first way being the way I'm not going to be handling this. Hello, dying soldier.
Who is that? Grey Wardens?
Well, he's not half as dead as he looks, is he?
My scouting band was attacked by darkspawn. They came out of the ground. Please help me. I've got to return to camp.
Now, the game gives you so many options for ways to play your character. Now, I've been playing Charlotte the Goody Two-Shoes so far, but what happens if I decide to go a little bit more ruthless? We don't have time for this, let's go.
We don't have time? What, you have an urgent meeting somewhere?
He's already dead, see? Kill the soldier. Whoa!
Does the word insane mean anything to you?
I said we don't have time for this.
Remind me not to get injured anywhere near you.
And of course Alistair disapproves. However, we're not going to be playing things that way. No, that's just not right. Let's go and do this the right way. Or at least the right way for my character. I get such a kick out of that. More than I should.
Who is that? Grey Wardens?
Well, he's not half as dead as he looks, is he?
My scouting band was attacked by darkspawn. They came out of the ground. Please help me. I've got to return to camp.
Let's try to bandage him up at least.
I have bandages in my pack.
That's convenient.
Thank you. Oh, I've got to get out of here.
Did you hear? An entire patrol of seasoned men killed by darkspawn.
Calm down, Sir Jory. We'll be fine if we're careful.
Those soldiers were careful, and they were still overwhelmed. How many darkspawn can the four of us slay? A dozen? 100? There's an entire army in these forests.
There are darkspawn about, but we're in no danger of walking into the bulk of the horde.
How do you know? I'm not a coward, but this is foolish and reckless. We should go back.
And yes, it is actually very normal in this game to have conversations completely splattered with blood. Overcoming these dangers is part of our test.
That's true.
Know this. All Grey Wardens can sense darkspawn. Whatever they're coming, I guarantee they won't take us by surprise. That's why I'm here.
You see, Sir Knight, we might die, but we'll be warned about it first.
That is reassuring.
That doesn't mean I'm here to make this easy, however. So let's get a move on.
And he's not lying about that. He is not here to make that any easier for us. He won't give us warning if there's a darkspawn about to attack. However, he'll make sure that we're not running into, as he says, the bulk of the horde. A Wilds flower? What's this?
That flower, white with a red centre. The kennel master Ostergar was asking about those.
What did he want them, do you know?
The kennel master said this flower can help dogs that get sick from biting darkspawn. At any rate, he was offering a reward if someone went into the wilds and brought him one. Might want to think about it is all.
You're weaving all over the place there, Charlotte. Aha, and I'm sensing something that-a-way. That was really awkward. Are you okay, Charlotte? You were weaving, like, you know... Anyway, that's the quest that the Kennel Master gives you if you are not of the human noble origin. And that's what leads to being able to pick up the puppy. However, I am out of time for this installment of Let's Play Dragon Age Origins. I hope to see you next time where we continue into the Korcari Wilds to find the vials of darkspawn and... Darkspawn blood. Wow. And, the archives, the Grey Warden archives. So I hope to see you next time, folks.
All right, Jay Gander, what's this nonsense about giving me a partner?
How do you do?
And a costume buffoon at that. You know I like things simple. I work alone.
But Derek, this buffoon is... Derek, blunt meet Darkwing Duck. An honor to meet you.
Yes, I'm sure.
Now, Derek, as an independent operative, Darkwing Duck is not on the stolen list of Shush spies. Phineas knows your techniques all too well, yet Darkwing Duck will be the wild card he'll never expect.
Oh, yeah, that's me all over. A real wild card.
Obviously the joker of the day.